just wanna play. I wanna sing my song. I just wanna run and not be gone too long. 'Cause this time is precious still. I wanna keep it close to me. I'm wishing on a star to make more time to see. You can always dream. You can put your life on hold. 'Cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now. And then you'll find out how to keep dreaming. You can always dream. No one's taken that from you. Only you can see it through. Just like the way you do. So feed it from your soul and weigh it from both sides. The fulcrum and the tides will give direction that you'll know. You can always dream. You can put your life on hold. 'Cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now. And then you'll find out how to keep dreaming. When you make the time, it's a game of give and take. When the balance is at stake, you need to take a look inside. Look deep into your heart and remember how it feels. It's where the answer lies and tells you what is real. You can always dream. You can put your life on hold. 'Cause time won't wait for you. You can always see what is here in the now. And then you'll find out how to keep dreaming.
Celebration Center, and welcome. I am Reverend Faith, and I'm happy to be with you this morning. Welcome to everyone live here in person, and welcome to those online. And if you're online, please use the chat to let us know who you are and where you are so that we can recognize you. And please also remember to fill out a guest card. You'll see an ability to scan a QR code in a moment later. And please do that. If you're here in person as a guest, please feel free to go to the table and fill out a guest card for us so we can stay in touch. So truly it takes a village. It takes a village, and there are so many people who come together each week to make this service possible for us. So please join me in thanking our awesome tech crew, Ivor and Aiden. And our splendid practitioner on platform today is Rich Kurasiewicz. Thank you. And I am your guest speaker. So I am your guest speaker. And we have music with Lynn and All Angles. Yay. And you'll hear them and want to give them some love also after you hear their music. Some announcements that we have two events that have started up after the summer. Meditation on Tuesdays at 6 o'clock with Jen Fay and I, and a healing circle on Wednesdays at 8 o'clock with Jen Fay and I. And we also have a book study beginning. It's called A Life Worth Living is the book. And I actually have it over there in my bag, but I didn't bring it up, so we'll have to see that later. I'll show people here. We ask that you read the introduction to the book for the first class, if you'd like to. And we'll continue for at least 15 weeks, and we'll take it as it comes. If we need to do more, we'll talk about that. That will be at 6:30 on Wednesdays before the Healing Circle. Next Sunday, we have Harrison Snow and Michelle Swan will be here for the service and music. So also today, stick around afterwards for the board meeting, which will be available live and in person. And now I invite you to help me welcome Lynn Hollyfield and All Angles for our opening song.
Thank you. We are going to be sharing Peace, Salam, Shalom by Pat Humphreys and Sandy Apatow. And the lyrics are on the screen, so please sing along with us.
Salam, shalom. Peace, 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 salam, shalom.
We believe in
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 Peace, salam, shalom.
We will work for
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 Peace, salam, shalom.
We can live in
Peace, salam, shalom.
We can live in
Peace,
peace.
salam, shalom.
We can live in
Peace, salam, shalom.
We can live in
Peace, salam, shalom. 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 shalom. Peace, salam, shalom.
Good morning. My name is Rich Kurasiewicz, and I'm a retired licensed practitioner here at the center. Please say our vision together with me. We are celebrating spirit within and knowing the oneness of humanity. Today's reading comes from Science of Mind magazine, October 2nd, 2009, by Ernest Holmes. In such degree as we attain peace, our true and divine sonship makes itself known to us. God is not met through confusion, but only when the mind is tranquil. And then, like an unruffled body of water, we reflect the divine image of peace. I invite you to enter the sacred time in our service with a 3-part breath. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. Breathe in, hold, breathe out. I invite you to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Feel how you are supported by your chair and the ground beneath your feet as you deepen your breath and bring your awareness to the present moment. Allow everything else, the worries, concerns, to-do lists, and busyness to fall away as you simply relax in the now. Focus on your heart center, the secret place of the Most High within. And so we pray. God is all there is, the Alpha and the Omega, the Creator and creation, all life and everything there is. There is nowhere where God is not, for God is all substance, matter, energy, and light. I am that I am. I am some part of the one life and unified with the one power, presence, and mind. The kingdom of heaven is within. As I raise my consciousness to unify with it, I am perfect, whole, and complete. And just as I am perfect, whole, and complete, each and every one is perfect, whole, complete, eternal, and immortal. I declare that our word is divine and manifests our desires as we believe and have faith. I know that when we live affirmatively and confidently through spiritual self-reliance and focus on those things we desire, we cannot but help to manifest those according to faith, love, peace, and the law of good. It is God's good pleasure to give us the kingdom of God, which is already located within us. I know that the entire universe conspires to manifest our heart's desires, for it is done unto us as we believe, as the universe is peace, good, and love. I'm so very grateful for the truth that sets us free and for a universe of peace, good, and love that is manifest throughout all life. I'm so very grateful for the law of good that fulfills all of our legitimate desires in accordance to our faith. I'm so very grateful for life, love, peace, divine intelligence, and good that are abundantly available and ever present. And I release my word unto the law where it's already known in the mind of God and is assured of fulfillment. I do give thanks that this is so, and so it is.
We're going to share this beautiful song by Ricky Byers called Om Shanti. And Shanti is a Sanskrit word for peace.
Let there be peace in my mind. Let there be peace in my earth. Let there be peace in my mind. Let there be peace in the earth. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Peace inside my mind, God and only God is moving me. Peace inside my mind, God and only God I live to see. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Peace inside my heart, God and only God is moving me. Peace inside my heart, God and only God I live to see. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. Peace inside the earth, God and only God is moving me. Peace inside the earth, God and only God I live to see. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Shanti, Om. 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 When there is peace in my
as usual, all the songs are lining right up with what I wanted to say. I am Reverend Faith, and I'm happy to be here with you today, as I expressed earlier. And our monthly theme is Pieces into Peace. And I really enjoy jigsaw puzzles a lot. So when I put a puzzle together and I get to see the big picture finished, it's always a pleasure to do that, to know that these pieces are going to interlock somehow and create something that looks a whole lot nicer than each little separate piece spread out on the table. So I wonder, my question to you, the title today is Imagine Peace. Imagine peace. Are you a dreamer? Are you a dreamer? Can you imagine peace? And yes, all right. And if you're joining us today, you are not the only one who is that. Hopefully together we can imagine more until we manifest that world that does work for all, where there is peace throughout the land. Can you imagine living peacefully as one? Can you imagine the lamb and the lion lying down together? Abraham Hicks says that won't happen until the lion is very, very full. So, and I can understand why they say that. But maybe one day the lion will be very, very full. And if you ever watch YouTubes where there are special animals that have, an animal is born without a mother and there's a special need, and the other animal in the yard gets to know them, like a chicken and a giraffe, for lack of a better thing that's coming to mind right now. And they help each other through life. They become friends, and they enjoy each other, regardless of how big they are, how little they are. They just have a connection. So with things like that, my mind goes, yeah, maybe we can have peace on earth. Maybe we can. Through those odd relationships, they create a whole new relationship. So when it feels like everything is falling to pieces, how can you find more peace? How do you do that? Do you have a way? When we're confused and asleep in this illusion of separation, things seem heavy and hard sometimes. It feels like there's no peace in the world anywhere. And we're witnessing that now with the wars that we hear around the world. Back a long, long time ago, we didn't hear those things sometimes until wars were over. But now we get to experience everything almost instantaneously, or know about them, I should say, because we are not actually experiencing a physical war in our country. There's violence, but not a whole war going on. And we do send blessings to the Ukraine, to the Middle East, all of the places that have these things going on, and places we don't even know about. So when we think that there's no place, no peace, it's time to get out our spiritual tools and to begin work for our own self so we can begin to feel peace and help others awaken to the truth of peace itself. Dr. Ernest Holmes said, peace is always at the center of our own soul. And I know for me, sometimes I am not on that wagon of peace being at my own soul. I sometimes struggle to get there when things are not going the way I want them to, or that is good for me, or a loved one that I have. So the spiritual tools that we can form, practices, when we're not in a place of unrest, can serve us. So how do we cultivate inner peace and peace with others? Peace in the community and peace on earth? And truly put the pieces together so that there is peace, so that we can rise up and be the peace that we want to see in the world. And there is peace in the world. There are places where peace exists. It exists right now in the center of each of us, Ernest Holmes said, and it's up to us to find that space and be peace so that it may become catching. It may become, you may be a peacemaker for someone else. We're taught in Science of Mind that what we focus on expands and grows. Where we put our focus is called the law of attraction. And so I'm going to give you an example. My husband Sandy at home focuses on all of the plants in our house. We have had some of these plants for 30 years now. Some came as rescues, picked up beside trash cans. Some were plucked from other people's yards, little tiny things that he planted somewhere or in the house. Some of them were gifts. But we have had these plants a long time, and some of them are bigger than we are. His attention, focus, and willingness to take care of each of these plants has kept them alive. He clearly sees and thinks of each plant as its own entity. They're not just plants. This is the cactus. This is the orchid. They are individuals. And he feeds them and takes care of them and tends to them accordingly, which produces healthy plants. And it creates a beautiful place in our home. Now, here's a little bit of an aside. The way he does it is much different than I do, because his produces healthy growing plants. My way says, all right, plants, you get a drink once a week. Once a week, I'm going to water all of you, whether you like it or not. And it didn't produce the results that I wanted. So I'm very happy to give that task. It's not a chore, and it's not a task for him. He loves doing it. And that makes a big difference. So he uses the law of attraction by caring for things and looking at them and noticing them, and that brings beauty in. So a question for later, where do you see or use the law of attraction in your life? Are you actually using it? Or are you letting things happen instead of making things happen? Now, I know that that's not probably the correct way to exactly explain it, but we don't really make things happen, we allow them, right? We might allow them. So if this law works in the physical realm right here, and we can test it out, might it not work in our mental realm as well? With our thoughts, attracting thoughts. I know I got in a little stew the other day when I was thinking about the news and what's happening in the world and our country, and one thought came, and then the next one was right behind it and right behind it and right behind it. And I'm going, wait a minute, this is not how I want my day to go. I don't want to be thinking about things that I don't like. And so I had to shift and begin a new plan. I know none of you have had to do that. I know none of you have had to do that. But I find that sometimes, probably at least once a day, I need to shift my focus to something that's going to bring me joy or love or peace. So we can all begin to focus our thoughts rather than what's wrong with this world, what's wrong with my life, to what's good. Where's the peace? Where do I find that? So I'm going to ask you, is there a place in your home that you have, maybe it's a favorite chair, maybe it's your bed, maybe it's a table that you sit at and do work. Where is a place in your home, porch, wherever, where you go and you sit down and you go, ah. Maybe you have an altar at home, and maybe that's where you go to meditate, and when you sit there, your body automatically knows now what to do because you have said, this is my place of peace. I had a friend who had a rocking chair once, and it was right next to her bed in her bedroom, and she sat down and she said, see this see this arm of this rocker? See how worn it is? Someone had this rocker before I did and used to rub this spot regularly to make it that smooth. I have one of my grandmother's old chairs from the porch on the farm, and just when I look at it, I feel something different. So where is the place that you have created, or what do you have that can shift you to something, a higher level of vibration? So that when you go to the grocery store, that when you start doing your work, cooking dinner, it's all done with love and joy, promoting peace rather than upset. Because when you go out in the world and you smile, what happens? People smile back at you. And doesn't that make you feel better too? Then you're smiling, and then you see them smile, and they say, "How are you?" And you go, "I'm good." And they feel better, and you feel better. So you're raising a vibration just by being in a state of calm and peace and wonder and delight, beauty, truth, whatever it is that you're taking for good out into the world. So we just talked about where you settle in and to that space that might bring you peace. So I'm going to ask you right now to settle in for a moment, to put if you want to, put your feet on the floor. You know, none of this is a have to, or downcast your eyes, close them. I'm going to read you, take a big breath first and feel your shoulders relax, your neck, your shoulders. I don't know about you, but I find that when I change and relax a body part, even, it shifts my entire system. And so as you take this breath in, this is a prayer for world peace written by Ernest Holmes way back. I think it was in 1941. I know there is but one mind, which is the mind of God, in which all people live and move and have their being. I know there is a divine pattern for humanity. And within this pattern, there is infinite harmony and peace, cooperation, unity, and mutual helpfulness. I know that the mind of each person, being one with the mind of God, shall discover the method, the way, and the means best fitted to permit the flow of divine love between individuals and nations. I know there shall be a free interchange of ideas, of cultures, of spiritual concepts, of ethics, of educational systems, and scientific discoveries, for all good belongs to all alike. I know that because the divine method has created us all, we are bound together in one infinite and perfect unity. In bringing about world peace, I know that all people and all nations will remain individual but unified for the common purpose of promoting peace, happiness, harmony, and prosperity. I know that deep within every person, the divine pattern of perfect peace is already implanted. I now declare that in each person and in leaders of thought everywhere, this divine pattern moves into action and form to the end that all nations and all people shall live together in peace, harmony, and prosperity forever. So it is now. So it is now. So we can use this prayer as a powerful tool not only to imagine peace, but through using the spiritual principle and law to declare and manifest peace in the world right now. Let there be immediate peace on earth. And I have some little things for you to take home with you if you want, where you can put this, where you can see it this week. a reminder. Let there be immediate peace. So what if it is possible? What if it is possible and we're the ones to bring it forth? What if it's possible through our powerful prayers, positive intentions and such, that we can reveal peace on earth? You know that story of the 100th monkey, where one monkey began to wash his food in the river. Never had been done before, but one took it down to the river to wash. And another one saw him, or her, maybe it was a her. If you didn't hear that out in the internet land, one person said definitely it was a her. So more and more monkeys, and not just monkeys right there, but monkeys on another island and another, until the 100th monkey did that, and all of a sudden monkeys all over the world began washing food before they ate it. We may be a small group, but we can start a revolution. One by one, by one by one. One by one. So what if peace is possible? And there is peace within us, we're taught. There's no big or small in God. This is not a big assignment. This is an assignment to find the peace, the inner peace within you, to be ready to share it. And there is another prayer that's often attributed to St. Francis of Assisi, and we're not sure that he wrote it, but it is a traditional prayer. So I'm going to read 2 ways of looking at this. And if you want to, once again, just settle in and listen. Divine Spirit, I am an instrument of peace. Where there is hatred, I sow love. Where there is inquiry or injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O Divine One, know that I am here on the planet not to be consoled as to console, not to be understood as to understand, not to be love, but as love. For it is in the giving that we receive, it is in the pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in living a life of peace and love now that we experience eternal life now and forevermore. So there is a peace that conquers. And Ernest Holmes said, let us be that peace. And I have an article here that I'll share with you or leave on the table, where the American Spiritual Awakening, where he says, let there be immediate peace on earth through the power of the Spirit of the living God. Let there be peace. And let's just know and feel that peace within us right this moment. Again, with the breath, relaxing any shoulder, neck, muscle, hands, feet, legs, allowing the flow of life to fill the body temple so full that peace is recognizable within you. And as that peace is recognizable within you, I know that that peace shows up for you through others, through their actions, through their words, through the books you read, through the things that you watch, whatever it is you are doing. There is a space for peace to emerge. And we willingly allow that now. Allow that peace to emerge out into this room, to the chair you're sitting on, to the walls, and beyond the walls, and beyond this parking lot and shopping center, and beyond the town of Falls Church. Can we make it to Dulles Airport and beyond? Can we make it to West Virginia? Can we make it to Ohio and Missouri and California? Can we send that peace up into the atmosphere as far as we can imagine, and down into the earth as far as we can imagine? And when we send it, we do not judge it, we just let it be. We let it be. And we imagine this peace settling in oceans and trees, in the animals, the fish, the birds. We imagine this peace having no boundary whatsoever. That all places become still and notice that there is peace and love here now. And so it is.
Okay, thank you, Reverend Faith. I think this song that we're going to sing for you is just perfect. And there's a part for all of us to sing together. And you'll figure it out when we get to the chorus. This is called Peace State by Nancy Baudet and Nur Felice.
Hold on, love is on its way. Hold on, just another day. If we let the fire burn high, illuminate the whole life, the love we shine will never die. You and I are light in the darkness. Light in the darkness is who we are. You and I are light in the darkness. Light in the darkness is who we are. Freedom isn't far away. Freedom will be the ones to say, rise up and sing against hate. Why don't we make a peace state, a sacred bond that'll never break? You and I are light in the darkness. Light in the darkness is who we are. You and I are light in the darkness. Light in the darkness is who we are.
It's time to open our eyes and realize we're all human. The essence of love, we're all chosen for this path, this life, this road, the truth spoken. Don't wait. Let's make a peace date.
You and I are light in the darkness. Light in the darkness is who we are. You and I are light in the darkness. Light in the darkness is who we are. You and I are light in the darkness. Light in the darkness is who we are. light in the darkness is who we are. You and I are light in the darkness. Light in the darkness is who we are. One more time. You and I are light in the darkness. Light in the darkness is who we are.
Yes, it was perfect. Let's give them more love. I love that song. Okay, this is a time. Tell us. Do you have a place you go for peace? How do you reach that place inside of you? What does your house look like? What does the chair you sit in look like? How do you go about life with spirit being peace? How do you imagine it? Or anything else that sparked you, whether it is music or whatever. And does anyone want to share?
I actually have two things I wanted to share. One is I woke up at 3 a.m. last night, as I often do, and I always go to my email, and what popped up was a YouTube of what did C.S. Lewis say you should do if you wake up at 3 a.m. And it was, know that it's a call, it's your turn, you're on watch, it's your turn to pray for peace in the world. So that's pretty cool. And the other is, as I was driving here, a song came on the radio that I was really liking and grooving to. It was about, oh, my life is so good. I have a safe place to live. I have a wonderful spouse to love, da-da-da. And I was thinking, oh, this is a great song. And then the chorus made me bust out laughing. It was, God, please don't take it away. Please. I can't stand it if you took this all away. I want to keep everything I have just like the way it is. I thought, oh, my God, I do that. So I'm never going to do that again.
Oh, come on. I know more of you have something in your house. Shout it out and I'll relay it, or come on up. Okay. Do I see you, Ed? Were you going to come up?
No, I can't come up.
Oh, do you want a microphone?
No.
Don't make me call on you. Okay, Joyce.
Mine isn't as profound, but
Can we have a microphone here?
about 21 years ago. About 21 years ago, I moved to Virginia Beach. And when I moved, a friend of mine here gave me a jade plant. So I had it planted in Virginia Beach. And then before I left Virginia Beach to come back here, I gave it to a friend of mine. So this was 2013. So I go back to Virginia Beach almost every year at some point. And I was thinking I should ask that friend if she could give me a clipping of that jade plant, because the one that I had, I overwatered it. So anyway, I didn't mention it to her, but the first time I saw her, she said, I've got a jade plant for you. The one that I gave her got so big it was like a big bush. So she gave me a nice big piece of that same jade plant that I had given her 21 years before that. So I thought that it was coming full circle, and I love jade plants.
Thank you. Thank you, Joyce.
I have a jade plant story. Yes. Let's see. So when Mo and Bill had their house fire, they had a beautiful jade plant that was lost. And so I created a nice, from clippings that I had gotten from my mother of a jade plant. Planted them, a jade plant for a gift. We had a, kind of a housewarming opening thing, gifts. And then we had a house fire, so I lost my jade plant from my mother. And so Bill clipped some from that plant, still from my mother, for me, so I still have the jade plant from my mother. And in my home, I have an old Queen Anne chair that fits me perfectly. I can sit cross-legged while I meditate. And that, every morning, that is my place to go and be and as I say, put my head on straight for the day.
Thank you, Jen. Thank you. And we have Nancy.
I think it's music. Music makes me feel relaxed, and it's a good way to get into meditation. Depends on my mood, what the music would be. Mostly it's just quiet, peaceful music. Sometimes it's classical, but as long as it doesn't get crazy, you know, like Tchaikovsky or something.
Thank you, Nancy. Thank you. And it's not like, please don't take it away. Please don't take it away.
At my age, I just don't like to have to think about what's next. So I do everything the same. And for 8 years, every day, I have gone and driven around National Memorial Park up here and prayed on all the prayer requests we get in the Ministry of Prayer, and I got a ritual that I do there every day. And it's gotten to be on Sundays, I do it twice. Once going home from church here, and I get home, do some things there, and then I go back to my regular drive in the afternoon to the church, or to the National Memorial Park. And now I've been doing that for over 8 years. I have not missed a single day.
Wow. Thank you, Ed. Thank you, Ed. We have Lynn here.
Yeah, I just wanted to say, usually the garden for me is where I kind of get grounded, get my hands in the dirt. I always feel better from that, and music, of course. But and then lately, I have a little kitten that just has stolen my heart. So that is big, and that relates to a jade plant story because. The kitten found the plant shelf, and I had a jade plant I brought home from my mother's, and yesterday I was looking at how I'm going to save the jade plant. So anyway, it's lost quite a few little leaves. So anyway, but due to the cute kitten, what could I say?
Thank you, Lynn. Thank you. And while I'm walking, I'm going to say, I have a word on the wall next to my bed now when I wake up, and it's laugh. And I don't wake up laughing, but I look at it and I do smile. And that makes a good start for my day. Okay, Irina is coming up front.
Well, I have to Google what jade plant is, so that tells you a lot about how I relate to plants. But I have orchids, and they in bloom. So what I want to say, that what Reverend Faith was talking about, and I believe that the spiritual practices is a good way always to find peace, and it can be not in a chair, not even at home. It can be in the middle of what looks like a disaster. And that's what I think this philosophy is my anchor of peace. And I am using this opportunity to also remind you that we have spiritual chain reaction for peace in Ukraine and all over the world. And I want to remind you that it was practitioners of Ukraine who wanted to shift the focus from one war to the peace all over the world, because we all believe that if there is no peace in Ethiopia, there is no meaning in peace anywhere else, or in other parts of our planet. So the link is on the website. Please join us. We're doing it every weekday at 2:00, and we are not mentioning any wars, who is right, who is wrong. Our meditations are absolutely beautiful. They're just I'm amazed by what people are doing, bringing their peace to that time. So please join us.
Oops, Ed has an add-on here.
This is just for me, but I've got to ask, is there anybody here that can give me change for a $10 bill? I want some ones. But I give ones to panhandlers every day. And yesterday I ran out of $1 bills, and the banks are closed on weekends, and so I need $1 bills. So if anybody's got some, I'd love to get a change for a $10 bill. Thank you.
I bet you'll have your 10 ones shortly. Yes. Woo, look at this. Instant manifestation. So, thank you all for a rich sharing today. It's with gratitude, and Rich is going. Rich is going to come up and do our blessing for our gifts.
Before we get to that, let me remind you that there's prayer request cards. You can submit a prayer request either here in the basket or online, so that the Ministry of Prayer will pray on it every day over the next week. And Ed will take it to the memorial. Join me in saying our offertory affirmation together out loud. Divine love as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. We now bless all the gifts that are donated now or coming to the center, as we know they are generously given from the Spirit and love within as we practice the law of circulation. Money is energy. We express gratitude for this flow of energy of good that is motivated by love and spirit and peace within. These gifts come into the center and go back out to benefit the community, and then come back to us multiplied as good is multiplied. I do give thanks that this is so, and so it is.
Okay. Oops. So I hope you'll join us in singing our closing song. This is a beautiful song by Leah Morris, and it's called Heart Wide Open.
You've got to keep your heart wide open until your faith brings you back to solid ground. You've got to keep your heart wide open, though the waves want to push you around. You've got to keep your heart wide open until your faith brings you back to solid ground. You gotta keep, I'm gonna keep your heart, I'm gonna keep wide open, I'm gonna keep my heart wide open. Though the waves wanna push you around, though the waves wanna push me around. You gotta keep, gonna keep your heart, I'm gonna keep wide open, gonna keep my heart wide open till your faith brings you back, brings me back to solid ground, brings me back to solid ground. Gonna keep your heart, I'm gonna keep wide open, I'm gonna keep my heart wide open. Want to push you around, though the waves wanna push me around. You got to keep your heart, I'm gonna keep wide open. until your faith brings you back to solid ground. Until my faith brings me back to solid ground. One more time. Until my faith brings me back to solid ground. Brings me back to solid ground.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, we're going to keep our faith wide open. We're going to have peace in the world, in our lives, spread out into the world until the 100th person makes it to our side of peace. So, you can repeat after me. I imagine peace.
I imagine peace.
I imagine peace within me spreading out into the world.
I imagine peace in me spreading out into the world.
And I have my feet on solid ground.
And I have my feet on solid ground.
And so it is.
So it is.
Thank you. Thank you.